And it's funny because yes, Marty that may be true, but Marty is the reason why I got put in this position that I got put into. And ever since then, I've been trying to battle my way out of it. I've been trying to get out of it. But William Gloryhole here, the one that you had on panel, doesn't want me to walk away.
Oh man, I never really expected Cyrax to ever admit that Marty was gone. He's been talking about how Marty's been in Cuba for the past few months now, and to finally hear him accept that Marty is finally gone, it is just I don't know, it's just shocking. I don't know how to feel about it. On one hand, it's not very good that he knows the truth because he's gonna call it a W probably, or he's gonna claim that Marty was his friend the entire time. One of those two things. If you know Cyrax well enough, you know that he typically does one of those two things. It's either victory, or he feels sorry, or he wants sympathy, or something along those lines. It's clear that he doesn't feel any kind of sympathy or sorrow over Marty, but, you know, chance is chance, and he's ready to talk about how William Gloryhole is messing with him again. And he also is going to be mentioning or referencing old BigT over there, you know, the guy who went over to Cyrax's house a few days ago. BigT went over there, he made an embarrassment of himself. I made a video earlier about it, but you should go check out that other video. But Chance is ready to yell at William once more, and he's demanding help from this woman named Katie. I don't know that much about Katie herself, but Cyrax is believing that she is going to be his savior, that if she does try to help him, then that means that all the trolls and stuff is just going to stop right then and there. But in actuality, I think he just wants to be her girlfriend-free boy, you know. He wants to be her boyfriend, I bet. I wouldn't be surprised. Chance wants to usually get with just about anybody these days, but generally he's very unhappy because this Katie character is hanging out with old William Gloryhole, and obviously if anybody's hanging out with William and they're female, that means that William is tricking them, right? That means that William is trolling. That means that he's doing everything terrible. You know, I don't know what William plans to do with this. I'm assuming Cyrax is going to get the short end of the stick as usual. William is very successful at that. And we'll just have to sit on the sidelines and see what occurs.
Now, Katie, this is just a bit of advice for you. If I was you, I wouldn't associate with William. And he claims he has a reason for me, but really he doesn't. I found out the other day that he's just doing this for content. And quite honestly, it's disgusting. It really is. So if I was you, Katie, I wouldn't associate with this guy. As for you, William, you claim to be a saint. You claim to be a good person, but really you're not. You are literally evil incarnate. It's funny to me because you claim to be a good guy, but yet you restream other people's content, then claim it as your own, and then when they try to take back their content, you do a counterclaim against them, claiming that they're a paid actor, or that they're a paid artist, or this or that, when none of that is f***ing true. They are never paid actors. They are never paid anything. It is you trying to worm your way out of getting a copyright strike on your channel because you don't want to lose the money that you're making.
You know, it's crazy that Cyrax can talk about William stealing his content. Meanwhile, everything that Chance has is stolen. He steals his music, he steals artwork. We all know this. He traces artwork because he doesn't know actually how to make art. And so he has to replicate other people's art, essentially stealing it effectively. But he's just angry because William Gloryhole is making probably some amount of money out of it. I don't know if William is or isn't, but it doesn't really matter. Chance believes that William is, and that's what matters. And that just makes Chance very, very furious. And it's quite a big button that William can push. He can always just say, hey, look, I'm making money. Hey, look, I'm making money. And Chance will just lose his mind. He's gonna bark and yell and lose everything. And he thinks that this Katie character is somehow gonna see this video and listen to him. Like YouTube is this entire platform where you can just make a video and expect somebody to see it. It sort of reminds me of Chris Chan, where Chris Chan would make messages geared towards a specific person, like Michael Schneider or whoever, you know, Jule, Cyraxx very much plays that same coin, in which he'll make a video directed towards somebody expecting them to see it, but there's no guaranteed way that they'll get the message because it's YouTube.
I'm speaking out against the wrong that you've done to me and many other people. Because it's funny, you claim that getting a normal job is the way for me to go. No, it's not. Because as I stated before, I know how you operate. And I'd end up fired, or you would end up doing like you always do and call up there and get me fired. And like I said, Katie, if I was you, I'd do research on this guy. He's stolen several of my songs. Several of my songs. And went under the false name Lance Chilkins. Just so that I don't make any money. Because in his words, I'm not allowed to make money. I'm not allowed to make a living. According to William and his group of friends, I'm not allowed to make money.
I want to point out a very important small detail here and say, Chance, you weren't trying to make money before they even took your music anyway. I mean, there were so many years you had where the trolls just weren't messing with you, or at least they weren't messing with you in the same magnitude they are today. You had several different chances to get a real job and to leave the internet and actually get your life started, but instead Sally allowed you to sit upstairs all day and play video games 24/7. And that's what led you to the event that you are today. Because this essentially is one long event. Cyraxx's entire life is one big, like, accident just happening over and over and over again until it can't cog that wheel anymore.
They have absolute zero proof of me supposedly talking. Every time I confront them and say, show me the proof, they fail to provide said proof. So I don't see how I'm doing anything when if you look at all my channels, and even the channels that re-upload my content still have the dates on them. And if you go in and you look, you pay attention to the dates they were uploaded and you look, you can clearly see that I'm not doing all. I'm not doing to bother nobody. I'm not doing nothing. Hanging out with my friends, hanging out with my family, and making content and doing my music.
Okay, this just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So dates and timelines are supposed to prove that you're innocent, Cyraxx. In certain contexts, you could be correct, but you simply aren't, because the timeline shows that you are, you know, calling people out every week. You're going out there on the internet to cause trouble. You make a gaming video, then you make a rage out video, then you make a gaming video, then you'll do a music stream, and then you'll rage out again at the trolls. You know, that's what he does all the time. Cyraxx, you don't mind your own business. You don't go out and do your own thing. You're not just hanging out with friends and family. Heck, if anything, all those videos from your past show that you don't really hang out with anybody. So that claim about you hanging out with your friends all the time and your family is just not true, because we never see you really hanging out with anybody except the rare occasional buddy troll, pretty much. So that claim about friends and family is just, it's false. It's not true.
He purposely plants people in my way to try to gain information from me. Which is why over the last few days I've been so hesitant about everyone around me. Not everybody entirely, but certain people, yes. I have been starting to question a lot of people around me that have came in over the years, and I've started to really, you know, ponder on certain individuals that could be working for William and them. But Kitty, let me ask you something. Is it normal in your mind, like in a normal functioning adult brain, is it normal in any way, shape, or form for a grown-ass adult like William Gloryhole or Music Biz Marty or N-Word Boy to do what they do for clicks and views?
You know, he starts that little clip there saying he's gonna be cautious about people he's gonna meet and people he's met over the years, and he's looking into them and he's pondering, he's thinking, you know, Cyraxx's 135 IQ is gonna be pumping out air, you know, it's just gonna be hot steam coming out. But I have no idea why he's saying this stuff, because we all know he's not gonna be questioning on why Katie is the way that she is or whatever. What I don't get is about, he said that he's being cautious, but then he's trying to contact Katie and he's trying to get her on his side. So that previous statement about being cautious is just thrown out the window in this case. You're trying to get Katie to help you out. You're trying to get Katie to get close to you. So, you know, he doesn't think about these things, because what if she's a plant? What if she's a troll? And that's just never coming across his mind. And my guess is because she's female. I have no idea, but that's what I can only assume. And then now everything that he says about Marty can be held against him. I mean, you can already hold everything against Cyrax, but he knows that Marty is no longer around and he's still talking smack against Marty. It's like, Cyrax, let it go, man. Like, the guy's been gone for more than 2 months now, I think. And it's just, dude, no, just quit it, Cyrax.
Every single time I confront him, he gets really quiet. And what does quiet mean? It means you're fucking guilty. You've been caught. He either rages out and tries to change the subject, or he gets really fucking quiet and and all of a sudden doesn't want to talk. Sounds kind of weird, don't it?
You know, it's wild to me that Cyrax believes that silence equals guilty, because Miranda rights exist. You know, that classic quote, anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to remain silent. It's like, dude, people have the right to remain silent. People don't have to answer to every little question on the internet. I mean, God, Cyrax, dude, what do you expect William to say to you? Besides, you're never quiet. You always talk about how everybody else is running their mouth. Meanwhile, you're running your mouth 24/7. I mean, dude, that's just ridiculous. And then on top of that, Cyrax, you don't have any proof that he's guilty of anything. If you did, you would have probably had some leverage over him, but you don't. You never really had anything against anybody. And then on top of that, the trolls have answered your questions previously. You know, Marty has been very clear with you. William was very clear with you. Inwood Boy has been very clear with you. You know why they don't like you and why they're going after you constantly. It's because you keep raging out on the internet. It's because you keep on sinning in the same ways you have in the past. It's also because you just never learn from your mistakes and you continue to rehash them over and over and over again without learning any kind of lesson or truth from anyone or anything. So you know why they're going after you, and you know the truth. You just don't want to accept it, because if you do, your entire world crumbles pretty much.
I mean, we already know that this Ernie guy is a fraud and a phony. We already know that this Ernie guy is a scam artist. Which, by the way, Ernie, hi. You're not a bounty hunter. You're not a predator catcher. You're a fraud. But like I said, Katie, if I was you, I would not entertain William. If anything, I would do my research on this guy. That he's either made homeless, put in motels, lives ruined, jobs lost, you name it. So if I was you, Katie, I wouldn't associate with William. But like I said, Katie, you can do what you want to do. I'm not here to judge. I'm just simply stating what I would do if I was you.
Okay, Cyrax, you don't do what you said you were gonna do, okay? You never leave William Gloryhole alone, dude. You never mind your own business. You constantly want William's attention. You want attention on the internet all the time. That's why you call people out every day. And then he mentions Ernie, and I don't really know anything about Ernie still. I'm not really interested in him that much. I don't really know too much about Ernie. Apparently he was that predator catcher from a few days ago that was on panel with William Gloryhole and those guys. You know, if he is a predator catcher, then, you know, Cyrax should watch out. There's probably stuff happening behind the scenes, behind closed doors, behind curtains, that will eventually be revealed to all of us one day, hopefully anyway. In which, if this isn't a predator catcher, then so be it. If it is, then so be it. We'll just have to sit by and see what occurs with old Ernie. Now, after Cyraxx made that video for Katie telling her the warning signs of Willem Gloryhole, he went on to talk about his story once again. He's ready to get very, very sad because this whole little internet world is just not working out for him. You know, Chansey is just, he's not having a good time.
Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to my channel. My name is Chance, also formerly known as Cyrax. Some of you may have heard of me, some of you may have not. For those of you that haven't, allow me to give you just guys a little brief snippet of my background. Over the last 8 years, I've been a victim of online terrorism. Everything from having a brick thrown through the windshield of my mom's car, being physically beaten to the point of almost being shot at, having police show up to my house in force, ready to shoot me if needed, having rumors and lies spread about me. I've lost a lot of friends, family, and I really wanted to start this channel to show my recovery.
We're back to this saga again, ladies and gentlemen. We're back to him doing his epic recovery. You know, I remember months ago whenever he was doing this whole recovery thing last time, he went to an SSA therapy sort of thing. It was some sort of group therapy, and he recorded the encounter, or someone else did, and he was just talking on and on and on about himself, and he was kind of being weird on there. You know, he was bajungling his bajuka over there while at the SSA meeting, which was wild. I don't know why you would do that, Cyrax. That's really, wow, just gross, really. But he's coming back to talk about how his story is different and how he's this special, unique snowflake amongst all of us ice blocks. You know, Cyrax's trauma and stuff should be special. All of our trauma, nah, that doesn't really matter as much. You see, Cyrax's should be under the spotlight of everybody.
Because now that I have escaped that world known as the troll community, I wanted to start a new chapter in my life, and I really wanted to, you know, take time to, you know, use this channel to really show my road to recovery on a daily basis. Whether that's turning things into projects, whether that's doing gaming, whether that's doing reaction videos, or even, you know, doing vocal covers, sharing my own music, my own experiences. And, you know, I just really want to show, you know, my road to recovery and my journey on that road.
You see, Cyrax doesn't understand that a road to recovery takes a plan. Cyrax doesn't know that a road to recovery looks more like exercise, dieting, therapy, going out to meet new friends, socializing, getting a new pet, something along those lines. Things that can improve your quality of life tremendously. Cyrax just doesn't know about these things in the slightest because he's never really had any or all of these things. I mean, yeah, he's had pets before, but he never really took care of them properly, and I doubt that he understood how to ever. And then on top of that, he's never really been socialized very well with other people. He's been very antisocial for most of his life. He's very socially inept, unable to get along with other people very well. And then he doesn't have any money, so he can't really buy anything that can improve his life materialistically anyway. So Cyrax doesn't really know how to make a plan, or how to recover from all this. He would need some extreme amount of health, you know, a lot of help. But Chance doesn't even understand how to begin that journey to begin with. And obviously the first step would be getting off the internet, but he will never do that.
And hopefully by the end of this journey, somewhere down the road, I'll be fully back to normal. I know that this road is not going to be an easy one, but it is one that I am willing to take, and it is one that I need to take. This is a road I decided to take a couple of days ago, actually, when I was finally able to escape the troll community. After 8 years targeted and just completely treated as if I was the lowest life form on Earth. And I really wanted to take the time to, to really show my progress along my journey. It's not been easy, and I know it's not going to be easy. Because not only will I be documenting my journey back to a normal life, but I'll also be documenting my life through mental health, my good days, my bad days, and everything in between, and to really show what my daily life is like. Like I said, whether that's a good day, a bad day, whether I'm watching TV, hanging out with friends, playing video games, doing whatever. But I really wanted to start this channel to not only show and document my life and my road to recovery, but also to hopefully inspire people and to show people that it's never the end. There is always a way that you can get through something, no matter what it is.
Oh boy, so Cyrax has been watching those inspirational documentaries about a rock star. The ones where there's usually the celebrity and they're talking about their success and how they want to inspire people to do music, dancing, art, what have you. And I'm not criticizing those people. If they're inspiring people and helping people hone their skills and they genuinely mean it, then that's amazing. That's great. But Cyrax is not one of those people. He's not one of those people that is helping and inspiring. Hell, he's never really helped Sally all that much over the years. I've never seen him help Sally ever with anything. And whenever he does help Sally, he complains about it and acts like it's this big, huge inconvenience to him. And then also, notice how he's just talking about me. He's talking about himself doing all this. He's not talking about anybody else. He's talking about how he's gonna do things and how he's gonna live and how he's gonna help himself when he's never done that in his entire life. Cyrax really doesn't help himself. He really doesn't do himself any kind of favors, and I don't think I have to explain to you why. He's just incapable of taking responsibility for himself, either by not showering, not taking care of his teeth, not doing anything really at all to improve his living situations. I mean, we've seen rats in his room before. We've seen bed bugs in his room. Moths have been flying all across his room, and it's been like this for a very, very, very long time. So many years that, honestly, nobody knows how long he's been having these little rodents and stuff, this problem.
Even though I'm on my own road to recovery, hopefully my videos and my vlogs can help inspire those that may be on their own road to recovery from whatever that thing may be, whether it's what I deal with or what I did deal with, I should say. Whether it's dealing with trolls, whether it's different stuff such as stress. I want people, when they come to this channel, I want people to feel welcome. I want people to feel excited and welcome, and I want this place to be a good place for everybody to come in and hang out and have a good time and relax and just chill. I want people, when they come in here, to be able to set their burdens down and to forget about whatever is bothering them for the length of however long the video or the stream is.
Well, there's definitely people that forget about their issues and the problems they're dealing with whenever they're watching you, Chance. I mean, you are quite the spectacle. You are very, very interesting to look at. You're like a specimen waiting to be studied, pretty much. But Chance is just going to continue talking about how hard his life is with the trolls and how tough everything is for himself, and how he's going to recover and document everything in his life, even though everything's already being documented. I mean, there's so many videos about Chance. Hell, this channel is pretty much dedicated to documenting everything that he does and commentating about it. So I hope you like this video and subscribe. Thank you guys for the support. And let me do my shout outs. Now I'd like to shout out Luard, David Reverse, Jilly's Mom, Smithers, The Market Mark, Blaze Frog, Crazy Redhead, Miss Irene, Liquid Crack Drag, Zig, Frogger 303, Filler, Laughing Grass, Mega Sneed, Arky, The World's Tallest Midget, Rustic Angel, Sharon, Claudio Diaz, Ramen Zombie, Gecko Namer, Mr. Potato, David Grungard, Number 2, Zentoa Leagues, Majin Turles, Finn and Aaron, Joshua Roberts, Sweaty Prolapse, Depressed Rabbit, Gunslinger Brett, Tubby Thunder 43, Zol Champion of First Claw, Bucky, Oversoul, Python Caretaker Sarah, Dreadhead David 420, Ice Swallow, The Black Pearl, Edward Walden Hain, Haley Cantaloupe Cakes, Nick Cliff, Six Cloak 9, Atomic Renegade, Steve Homer Haven, Evan Reed, Curse Decals, Lord of Worlds, TJ Bender, James, Honda Civic, Tannis Finest, Roboto San, Bakuno Sensei, Poovy Mooncakes, Mad 33s, Dark Chocolate. Thank you guys for y'all support, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.